You can implant a false memory in everyone else's brain. What memory do you give them? That we're close friends who usually got along. That I was the supreme ruler of the world. That way, I could get people to try and end world hunger, poverty, and try and limit climate change as much as possible. I would put into every asshole's brain the memory of their assholerly, as experienced by their victims. That I am hung like a horse and can breathe through my ears. Anytime anyone sees me for the first time, they remember a fake memory of meeting me before and shitting themselves. Therefore I can do anything embarrassing in front of them, but nothing yet worse than shitting yourself in public. They owe me $630 for that thing we did together a while back. They owe me money. That Nelson Mandela died in prison. That they owe me a drink. I might not get rich, but at least I can always be drunk. False memory of the semi-destruction of planet Earth and a miserable life. But they get a second chance. People will take global warming and climate change seriously then. They won't let the history repeat itself. In my crush I would put the memory of them confessing to me. They all remember trusting a fart that they shouldn't have in the middle of a presentation in high school. Yes, everyone will remember that one time they shit themselves in front of the entire class. How a close relative died to a disease, cause they were not vaccinated. So everybody would just stop this anti-vaccine bullshit. Owe me a sum of money that they have to pay no matter what. That I saved their life. Berenstein. I implant on Bill Gates' brain that he had to give me $500 million because I saved him from crippling debt. The time they saw the Earth from space and realized that the vast majority of human conflict is trivial. In the spirit of Sagan's pale blue dot. That they got laid with me and liked it so much. Replace all of their embarrassing memories of me with ones of me being fabulous. 5 years ago a supervillain snapped half the population. Myself AMD, my friends armed with Nerf guns. The robot defender's only weakness. Stormed the evil lair and undid the damage. The only permanent loss from the whole ordeal was my twin. Every nation on Earth is meeting today on the anniversary to vote on erecting statues in our honor. That I am Jeff Bezos. The time they had no more radishes. That I saved their life. That fantastic party. A memory of a day where everything went right. They got a good night's sleep. Their loved ones made them feel valuable. And they definitely turned off the oven. That they owe the world a lot of debt and the only way they can pay for it is be kind to people. Everywhere. I'd want this to be repeated in their minds over and over and over and over again. That I am a fun person to be around. I give all bad people on Earth the memory of trying their hardest to think of a word that is just on the tip of their tongue, which can perfectly describe something very important, but the catch is that they do not have any memory of such a word, and it doesn't exist either. That I took over the world, and I am the unquestionable king, and anyone who rebels will instantly be wiped out magically. I'm God. Everyone thinks Al Gore actually existed. The Cold War. The day I fought off 5 dragons with only a toothbrush and rubber duck. Waluigi was actually their second dad, but had to leave to help the other children. Now that he's basically a saint, he has to get his own game. And bonus, you get to see a lot more weird mustaches. Make them think they killed someone and I am the only person that knows, so I can get anything from them and don't have to worry that they witness me being killed. Someone doing one of those small, thoughtful gestures that makes you feel loved. When you've experienced it yourself, you're more likely to do it for others. A future memory of how the world ends so we can avoid it. When their car broke down, a kind anonymous stranger stopped to help them, and all the stranger wanted for thanks was for them to pay it forward. I'd implant the notion that they're not better than anyone else. Mostly this would be false, as I wouldn't know them to make this distinction in the first instance. Yes, you do know me from somewhere, but good luck ever figuring out where. I would give Jeff Bezos the memory that he owes me $1 billion. The Mandela effect, the complete theory with examples. They lost a wager with me and have to show up at work in full fursuit. The Berenstain Bears are actually the Berenstein Bears. No idea. If I used something like that to change what people thought of me, then that's something that is not what they really think of me. And take my word, memories can be forgotten. What you feel for someone can't. It'll the same old after a few weeks. That I have a dick, I'm a girl. They still owe me $5,600 for a bunch of bets they lost. That Adolf Hitler is his great-great-great-grandfather. That putting pineapples on a pizza will make it poisonous. Convince them they had something as a child, and they are feeling really nostalgic, and know they have it somewhere but they can't find it anywhere, even online, and only one other person has a back memory of what they are talking about. Everyone owes me €50 and actually plans on paying it. A trip to Mars. Tripped and fell in public and spaghetti falls out of pocket and then cried. 18-plus-year-old females that we had sex and it was amazing. 18-plus-year-old males that they owe me $20. Children that they were loved and cherished by all their family members. Okay, maybe just give everybody that one. Mandela died in prison. Honestly, I'd implant a simple memory that I am to be remembered. I have this paralyzing fear that I won't be remembered, that they promise me one favor, that I am Bill Gates' bastard and want in on the 10 mil inheritance he's leaving all of his other children. Everyone thinks I saved the world once all by myself. I loaned you $10. That I am currently the king of the world. I'll figure it out from there. That they owe lots of money, you yeah baby dollar. That you owe me $10. A memory that they owe me money. How much? A lot. Urgently. They don't drink alcohol. Seriously, my grandpa mixes it with grape juice and I don't realize until it's too late on occasion. I paid off all my debts. What's with this owe me money nonsense? Plant the false memory that you paid your debts and he debt-free. You don't lose money, only a guarantee to continue to gain. That time I help them get on their feet. And I make sure it varies from person to person so no one gets suspicious. An enlightening psychedelic experience that taught them that being good to others is the only thing that matters. Memory, Trump did it. Why? They'd spend hours working what it meant. I finished school early this year so there is no way I have missing assignments. If they earn over £50,000 a month, they owe me 5% of their next paycheck. That they shat themselves in class when they were 6. Ant-Man get to Thanos' ass in Endgame. Of them dancing to the Macarena in their underwear. That they're loved. Make them a lot more concerned about climate change. A memory which will absolutely block them from stealing, raping, bullying, murdering and that sort of thing. Something along the lines of being extremely positive and won't care about looks. I would actually delete the memories of absolute trauma that is keeping people from living to their full potential, less greediness, more generousness. Make the interviewer believe I did really well. Interview 5'7", male does not equal midget. They are loved and supported. Happy ones, especially if they've had a tough life. A memory of a kind stranger seeing they've had a rough day and offering them coffee from the nearby cafe. A memory of them sitting down and talking about stuff. A reminder of sorts that a world is not fully vile. That everyone matters and people can be kind and sincere. Even strangers. They remember the time they accidentally walked in on me dressing and I had an enormous cock. Fond memories of a straight-to-video move in the mid-90s where Shaq was a genie. That the Messiah did actually return to Earth to tell people that if they didn't start giving a shit about climate change the world would end. Birds are real. They got caught jerking off in the middle of a restaurant while on a date. Implant a memory of something embarrassing that actually happened, making the memory false, and thus I have not done said embarrassing thing. All that because I walked down the wrong hallway. A memory of me murdering one of a person's close relatives. Here's the thing. The memory would traumatize them, but they would have no proof to put me in prison. Pluto was always a planet. that they love themselves. I know that's not really one single moment, but if you give them the memories that they have loved themselves from the beginning to now, they won't stop loving themselves. I hope you can implant a false memory in everyone else's brain. What memory do you give them?